This message is for you. Don't scroll away, don't try to run, don't even think about skipping this, because God says this is the only lifeline heaven has placed in front of you right now. Archangel Michael himself has been released with this command, and he says clearly that at 9 p.m. tonight something unexpected will collapse, something you didn't even imagine could fall apart so suddenly. Heaven is not exaggerating, this is the exact truth. The angels are trembling because this warning is unlike anything they've been ordered to deliver before. God says, you cannot afford to ignore this, because ignoring it means missing the one bridge that was built to save you before the collapse shakes everything you thought was stable. You have felt it already, the heaviness in your chest, the strange silence around you, the signs you noticed but brushed off. God says those weren't coincidences. They were pre-warnings. Archangel Michael says heaven does not speak twice like this. When the clock strikes 9 tonight, the unexpected collapse will begin. It might be a plan someone made against you. It might be a hidden foundation of your life that wasn't built on God's truth, or it might be something connected to your relationships, your money, your health, or your destiny. But God says don't think you have time. You don't. The collapse is scheduled. This is not to scare you but to awaken you. God says, child, I am shaking the false foundations in your life, because I cannot allow you to keep walking in blindness. I cannot allow them to keep plotting against you, pretending they love you while their hearts hide poison. I cannot allow the doors that were built against you to keep standing. So I will collapse what you didn't even know was working against you. And Archangel Michael says, the collapse is not your destruction, it is your deliverance. But if you resist this word, if you ignore it, if you delay, then when it falls, you will not have the protection heaven is releasing tonight. God says this is why this word found you. This is why you are reading it right now. You have been crying in silence, asking why certain things aren't moving, why your prayers feel unanswered, why people keep betraying you. God says the betrayals were allowed so you would see who was really standing with you. Tonight, heaven is going to shake something hidden. Michael says, do not panic when it falls. Rejoice, because heaven is clearing your path. But God says urgently, do not take this lightly. He is warning you in advance because He doesn't want you to be in the middle of that collapse without His covering. Something unexpected will break, but your life, your soul, and your destiny are safe if you cling to His word right now. The truth is, many people around you think you won't make it. They expect you to fail. They've whispered, they've mocked, they've judged. But God says the collapse tonight will expose them. What they thought was hidden will be revealed. What they thought was secure will be scattered. Heaven is shaking the table. God says, I am not punishing you, I am protecting you. I am not destroying you, I am delivering you. When you see the collapse, Don't weep, don't despair. Stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. Michael says the exact time was shown to him, 9 p.m. Heaven doesn't usually reveal hours, but this time it had to, because the urgency is too great. God is saying, I love you too much to let you miss this. I love you too much to let you stay blind. I love you too much to let you keep carrying dead weight that was never yours. This is why this message had to reach you. Others will scroll past it, others will laugh, others will think it's just words. But for you, it's not. This is your escape notice. This is your divine alert. This is your last-minute protection before the shaking begins. Don't harden your heart. Don't delay. Don't say, maybe later. God says, later is too late. This is your only urgent call before the collapse. Archangel Michael says he has been ordered to stand at your side tonight when the collapse begins, but only if you accept this word and hold on to it. The angels are already positioned. The heavens are already aligning. At 9 p.m. tonight, you will see a shift. Something you thought was untouchable will fall. But when it does, you will still be standing, because God says you are chosen. God says, this message is not for everyone. It is for you. I picked you. I warned you. I sent Michael for you. I told you the time so you wouldn't miss it. If you ignore this, you are ignoring your own rescue. This collapse is not the end, it is the start. It is the tearing down of what was false so God can build what is true. He says, child, you prayed for change. You begged me to show you the truth. You cried for a breakthrough. Now it is here. But before I raise you, I must remove what cannot come with you. Tonight, at 9 p.m., I will. Don't skip this. Don't try to escape this. Don't dismiss this. This is the one urgent message God begged heaven to deliver to you today. God says, when the collapse happens, remember my words. Remember I warned you. Remember I protected you. And remember that I chose you. God says, I am still speaking. Do not close this, do not turn away, because the collapse is not only about what you will see outside, it is also about what is inside of you. The walls you built out of fear, the masks you wore to survive, the weight you carried because no one else understood, those walls too must collapse tonight. At 9 p.m., I will not only shake what surrounds you, I will shake what is inside you. Because, child, you have been living half awake, carrying burdens I never asked you to carry. You have been pretending to be strong when deep inside you were crying. I saw every tear you hid. I heard every silent scream. And I cannot let you carry that into your new season. Archangel Michael says he has been commanded to cut away every false attachment that chained you. God says, you thought you needed them. You thought without them you would collapse. But the truth is, they were the ones pulling you down. Tonight, I will release you. You have been wondering why the same patterns keep repeating, why every time you rise, something pulls you back. God says, it is because you were still tied to collapsing foundations. I told you to let go, but you held on because you feared loss. Now, child, I will do it for you. I will let it fall. I will allow the collapse because you are too important to be stuck any longer. Michael says, do not look back when it falls. Do not run to pick up the pieces. Do not try to rebuild what God Himself has decided to tear down. When 9 p.m. comes, and you see the sudden collapse, you must stand still, you must breathe, and you must say, Lord, I trust you. That is all. Trust Him when the shaking begins. God says, do not confuse collapse with punishment. This is not me rejecting you. This is me saving you. If I loved you less, I would let you stay trapped. But because I love you more than you understand, I must let the false things die so that your true destiny can live. You don't know how close you were to losing yourself. God says, there were nights the enemy almost stole your life. There were days the enemy tried to shut your mouth permanently. There were people who smiled in front of you but spoke curses behind your back. But child, I never abandoned you. You survived things that should have killed you. That was me. And now, what you didn't see, the hidden threats, the secret traps, they will collapse before your eyes. Michael says, heaven is not just warning you, heaven is guarding you. At 9 p.m., I will draw my sword. Every unseen chain will break. Every mask will fall. Every false promise will crumble. And you will stand free. God says, but I need you to believe. I need you not to run when it happens. I need you not to hold on to what I am removing. Because the truth is, you prayed for blessing, you prayed for breakthrough, you prayed for miracles, but you cannot carry old poison into new wine. I must pour you fresh. Do not be afraid of loneliness. Do not be afraid of loss. Do not be afraid of what looks like emptiness. God says, when I remove, I also replace. When I collapse, I also rebuild. When I end, I also begin. Tonight is not your end, tonight is your beginning. This is why you had to read this right now. Heaven chose the exact second for this to appear before you. God says, if you had missed this, you would have been afraid when the collapse started. You would have thought I abandoned you. But no, I sent this so you would know, I am with you. Michael whispers, child, heaven is counting on your faith tonight. Do not fail this test. Do not let fear make you run back to what God has torn down. Stay, trust, and watch Him build something greater than you imagined. God says, remember, this is not for everyone. This is for you. If you skip, if you dismiss it, then you are the one closing the door heaven opened for you. I am begging you, don't. God says, listen closely, because I am about to reveal the truth behind the collapse. You thought it was random, you thought life was just cruel, but heaven says nothing happens without a reason. Tonight at 9 p.m., the collapse will touch the very thing that was used against you in secret. The enemy thought you would never discover it. They thought their plans were hidden. They thought their whispers would remain in the shadows. But I am God, and I see in the dark. I am exposing it. I am tearing it down. Archangel Michael says, the collapse is connected to the lies that have surrounded you. Someone has worn a mask around you. They said words of kindness to your face, but behind closed doors, they worked against you. They tried to stop your blessings. They tried to poison your name. They built something false, thinking it would hold, but tonight heaven says, it cannot stand any longer. God says, you have been sensing betrayal, but you didn't want to believe it. You noticed signs, but you silenced yourself. You told yourself you were just overthinking. But child, that inner voice was me. I was alerting you. And now, I will show you clearly who they are. At 9 p.m., the collapse will unmask them. This collapse is not only about people, it is also about systems that were built against you. God says, there were doors shut unfairly in your face. There were people who mocked you for being behind. There were opportunities stolen from you because of envy. Tonight, those false structures will tremble. I will shake the places where your name was slandered. I will pull down the walls where they locked you out. And you will see that I never forgot you. Michael says, do not fear when relationships shake. Do not fear when connections break. Those who were never for you will fall away tonight. It may hurt to see it, but child, you must understand, they were only delays, they were only waits. Heaven is cutting them off so you can rise. God says, the collapse will also touch your inner fears. The thoughts that tormented you at night, the doubts that whispered, you'll never make it, the lies you believed about yourself, they too will collapse. I am silencing every voice of shame, every word of condemnation, every memory of failure that has chained you. Tonight, at 9 p.m., I am dismantling the prison in your mind. You must understand, this collapse is a gift, even though it will feel like shaking. God says, if I did not break it, you would have continued to walk with enemies disguised as friends. You would have continued to waste years in wrong places. You would have continued to question why nothing moved. But now, I am freeing you. Michael warns, do not run back to the ruins. When you see the collapse, you may feel tempted to fix it, to hold on to it, to patch up what God Himself tore down. Do not. Let the false die. Let the broken fall. Because only then can heaven release the true. God says, you prayed for clarity. You prayed for change. You prayed for a miracle. But child, clarity requires collapse. Change requires endings. Miracles require shaking. Tonight is not an accident. It is an answer. Heaven says, be ready. Be awake. Be watching. At 9 p.m., when you see it, remember these words, I am not punishing you, I am protecting you. I am not rejecting you, I am redirecting you. The collapse is your rescue, God says. Now I will speak of what comes after the collapse, because I do not tear down without building again. I do not remove without replacing. I do not allow you to lose without giving you greater. Tonight at 9 p.m., when the collapse begins, your heart will tremble, but I need you to remember, this is not where it ends. This is where it begins. For every false thing that falls, I have prepared something true to rise. For every door that shuts, I have already crafted a new door that no man can close. For every hand that betrays, I have destined a hand that will lift you. You will not end in ruins, you will rise in glory. Archangel Michael says, the collapse is heaven's tool, but the miracle is heaven's promise. The miracle will not wait months, it will not delay years. It will begin the moment the false has fallen. You may not see it instantly with your natural eyes, but the shift in the spirit will be immediate. God will plant what no enemy can uproot. He will establish what no storm can shake. He will seal what no hand can tamper with. God says, child, you asked me for a sign. You begged me to prove that I still hear you. Tonight is that proof. The collapse will be your sign. The miracle that follows will be your testimony. You will say, the Lord did this for me, and I cannot deny it. But God also warns, be careful where you stand after the collapse. Do not return to the ruins. Do not tie yourself again to those I have unmasked. Do not dig in the rubble looking for pieces to rebuild. Leave what has fallen. Because I am bringing you into something entirely new. Michael says, heaven has already written the next chapter. You will not step into emptiness, you will step into promise. You will see new doors, new alignments, new breakthroughs. The very areas where you cried are the same areas God will now honor you. The same place you were rejected is where He will elevate you. The miracle is not random, it is targeted to heal the exact wounds you carried. God says, the collapse is the enemy's defeat, but the miracle is your victory. You will not only be protected, you will be blessed. You will not only survive, you will flourish. You will not only stand, you will soar. I am raising you from the ruins into a testimony that will silence every mocking voice. Those who doubted you will have no words left. Those who plotted against you will have no power left. Those who thought you were finished will watch you shine. This is why God says you cannot skip this, you cannot walk away, because the collapse and the miracle are linked. If you don't understand the collapse, you will miss the miracle. If you resist the fall, you will resist the rise. That is why heaven sent this word in time. Michael says, I will fight for you in the collapse, and I will escort you into the miracle. Fear nothing, doubt nothing. Stand in faith, because heaven has already declared, you are chosen, you are covered, you are about to rise. God says, at 9 p.m., when you see the shaking, whisper to yourself, my miracle begins now. Because it will. You will not be left in the dust. You will be planted in promise. You will not be surrounded by ruins, you will be surrounded by restoration. This is my covenant with you, God says, now hear me carefully, because these are the instructions you must follow before the hour strikes. When heaven gives warning, there is always a preparation. Between now and 9 p.m., I want your spirit to be awake, not distracted. Do not waste this time. Do not entangle yourself in arguments, in noise, in meaningless things. This is sacred time. I am preparing you, and if you prepare your heart, you will not just witness the collapse, you will inherit the miracle. Archangel Michael says, silence your heart for a while. Do not let fear take over. Do not let confusion rule. Instead, speak the name of the Lord with your lips. Even one whisper of God, I trust you, will shield you more than 1,000 walls of man. The enemy trembles when he hears that you trust. God says, between now and the collapse, forgive those who hurt you. Do not carry their names into the new. Release them, because I am about to expose them anyway. You don't need to fight them, heaven will. Your job is to let go, so when the shaking comes, your heart is free to receive the miracle. Michael says, clean your space. Even if it is simple, remove what feels heavy, what no longer belongs. When you make room, heaven fills it. If you hold on to clutter, spiritual or physical, you block the flow of the new. Tonight, make space. God says, do not speak death with your mouth. Speak life. Even if you are afraid, say, I will stand. I will rise. I will not break. Your words are seeds, and tonight they matter. At 9 p.m., as collapse happens, those who spoke curses will see their words return to them, but you, child, will see your words bloom. Michael says, if you can, light a quiet moment of prayer before 9 p.m. No ritual, no formality, just your heart. Say, Lord, I am ready.